Hello world. Each month I write something I call a lunar letter for my Patreon. It's a quiet note sent out to the world, a reflection on nature, mythology, and the small wonders we notice when we slow down enough to listen. Sometimes the letters are about trees, sometimes about plants or animals, and sometimes they follow the currents of an idea that seems to travel across cultures and centuries. This month, as I prepare for a small journey along the river Indus, I found myself thinking about water. Not only as a river or an ocean, but as something ancient that humans everywhere have tried to understand through story. So tonight, I thought I would share a small mythic tale about the ocean and the many ways people have imagined the living spirit of water. Long before maps were drawn, people believed the oceans were not empty at all. They were roads made not of dust or stone, but of moving glass. In the oldest stories, water had memory, and the rivers remembered the mountains where they were born, and the sea remembered every river that had ever come to meet it. So the elders said that beneath the waves lived the keepers of the currents. Some cultures call them sea gods, others call them ancestors. Sailors simply call them the ones who guide the tide. In the far western myths, there was a great river of ocean that circled the world like a serpent of blue glass. It was said that an ancient titan guarded it, older than the mountains, older even than the storms. Across the Pacific, island navigators told a different story. They said the ocean was not ruled by a single being, but by a family. The coral had its guardian, the whales had their elder, the winds had wandering spirits who braided the waves. The voyagers who crossed those immense waters believed something very simple. The ocean does not belong to humans. Humans belong to the ocean's patience. That is why the navigators spoke softly when they launched their canoes. They sang to the tides, not to command them, but to introduce themselves. "Grandmother Ocean," they would say, "we are small travelers. Let us pass between your breathing." And sometimes the sea answered, not with words, but with signs. A frigate bird circling the mast, a ribbon of phosphorescent light beneath the canoe, a sudden calm of waves where storms had been. The elders taught that when this happened, the keepers of the deep had noticed you. Not every traveler was welcomed. Those who tried to conquer the water were swallowed by it, but those who traveled like guests, quietly, respectfully, were guided by currents invisible to the eye. In time, the navigators learned something profound. The ocean was not only a place, it was a relationship, a mirror for the way people treat the living world. Those who took without gratitude met storms. Those who listened found passage. And even today, when satellites cross the sky and ships carry steel instead of sails, the old fishermen still whisper a greeting when their boats touch the tide. Not because the sea demands it, but because the sea remembers. Perhaps every culture invents water myths for the same reason. The ocean is too vast to treat as a resource alone, so people turned it into a relative, a spirit, a god, a mother. Myth was our way of remembering that the earth was alive. If you enjoy these kinds of stories and reflections, you are always welcome to read them by subscribing to the Lunar Letters on my Patreon, where I share new pieces like this each month, along with a beautiful art print and 3 stamps. By the end of the month, if you are a collector of such treasures, you'll discover something magical about what we'll have woven together on this journey. And if you'd like to linger a little longer, the door to the Bohemian Salon Botanica is always open. It's a quiet, virtual corner of the studio for naturalists, where we gather for conversations about nature, folklore, an appreciation for botany, and the small mysteries of the living world. There's always a pot of tea on the table and a chair waiting by the window. After all, the world to many a folk besides those who do not believe in its magic indeed began with imagination, and you're warmly invited to join.